Groundbreaking study cracks mystery of humans migrating to the Americas 26,000 years ago. Researchers have thrown the accepted story of humans' migration to the Americas on its head after finding crucial DNA evidence. It's long been accepted that humans moving from Siberia filtered into the Americas around 15,000 years ago. However, a recently published study by researchers in China throws that assertion on its head and places the true date 10,000 years before that. Ancient Siberians were once believed to have crossed over a land bridge in the Bering Strait, which linked modern Russia and Alaska. Researchers have as such believed that Native Americans were the sole ancestors of Native Americans. However, a team in the Chinese Academy of Sciences say they have found evidence that the first migrants traveled from further south from the northern coastal region of China and much earlier than their Siberian counterparts. Tracing a female lineage by analyzing mitochondrial DNA, that which is passed from mothers to their offspring, they found links of East Asian Paleolithic age populations to founding populations in Chile, Peru, Bolivia, Brazil, Ecuador, Mexico, and California. The work also uncovered another migration event almost 20,000 years ago, which saw a rapid increase in population sizes due to more stable climate. Dr. Yu Chu Li, the author of the study and molecular anthropologist at the Chinese Academy of Sciences, Beijing, said, "The Asian ancestry of Native Americans is most complicated than previously indicated. In addition to previously described ancestral sources in Siberia, Australo-Malaysia, and Southeast Asia, we show that northern coastal China also contributed to the gene pool of Native Americans." Known as D4th, the lineage allowed the team to trace maternal ancestry found over 10 years. They sifted through 100,000 modern and 15,000 ancient DNA samples across Eurasia and focused on 216 contemporary and 39 ancient individuals from tri-lineage. Through analyzing mutations occurring over time, the team assessed that samples, geography, data, and used carbon dating to reconstruct D4th's origins and expansion history. The discovery helps to explain why archaeological similarities are found between the Paleolithic people of China, Japan, and the Americas. Two of the migration events found, the first came between 19,500 years ago and 26,000 years ago during the last glacial maximum. It was back then that ice sheet coverage was at its zenith and climate conditions in northern China were highly inhospitable. The second occurred during the melting period between 19,000 and 11,500 years ago. An explosion in human populations could also explain why migrations increased. Scientists found a surprising genetic link between Native Americans and Japanese people in the second migrations, particularly among the indigenous Ainu. And then, in the melting period, another group branches out from northern coastal China to Japan, which contributes to the Japanese people, according to the study. This finding appears to agree with archaeological similarities between ancient peoples in the Americas, China, and Japan. And while the team's findings have narrowed the archaeological and anthropological record down, Professor Li said, "We don't know in which specific place in northern coastal China this expansion occurred and what specific events promoted these migrations," he said. "More evidence, especially ancient genomes, are needed to answer these questions." Isn't that something? This is by Joel Day on the Express UK. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. My Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.